Hey guys, what's up? Summer11 here with a discussion based on a Gamexplain discussion and the recent news that Nintendo would be bringing Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem to mobile devices such as iOS and Android. If you've been with the channel for a few years and kept up with my content, you'd know that I like mobile devices, and I've been saying that for a while. Nintendo and other companies are missing out on this market. I've been into mobile gaming and devices since my freshman year of high school, and that was when I received an iPod Touch for Christmas. I loved it. I didn't really have an advanced phone at the time, so my iPod could do things that I hadn't really seen before. You can access Facebook from the palm of your hand, watch YouTube videos while walking around the house, or play different kinds of games that were free or fairly cheap. And I was really into it when I first got it, and I treated it as a gaming device because guess what? It is a gaming device and it does more. But, excuse me, I'm starting to get into the rant part of this video, kind of like talking about some of the things that people have said that I dislike. But let me talk about the news, the Gamexplain video, and then kind of throw a rant in there as well. So before I begin, stop the video and tell me what you like or dislike about mobile gaming and what games have you actually played. If you don't play games on your phone, why don't you? And did someone inform you that it was an inferior experience, or do you just wish to not play games on such a small screen? And by the way, phones aren't really that small these days. If you get a current phone, they're normally between a phone and a tablet. They call it a phablet. But let me stop with all that. On to the news. So Nintendo recently announced that Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem are coming to mobile devices. These two games are part of their 5 games that are coming to mobile devices before March 2017, I believe. And the first game was Miitomo, and Miitomo was pretty bad. Miitomo, like, don't get me wrong, Miitomo is well made, but it lacks gameplay to keep it going. I'm not going to say too much on Miitomo. You should kind of just check out my review on Miitomo, but also play Miitomo yourself to, get your own idea of what you think about the game and everything. I also wanted to state that Pokemon Go is not part of the 5 games, and it is being made by a different company, but that also looks bad. I kind of talked about this before in my first Pokemon Go video. I said Pokemon Go looks bad, and now we're getting gameplay of the beta for Pokemon Go, and other people are noticing that it's bad, but I knew it was bad from the beginning because it just sounded bad, and the trailer was just real life. I'm like, they're not going to put Pokemon on mobile devices, not yet at least. So I think Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem are great fits for mobile. More so Animal Crossing because, let's be honest, a phone is easier to pull out and start up than a 3DS is. You may have both devices on in your pocket, but your phone will connect to the internet faster and probably have a smoother interface than the 3DS. I've been saying things like this for a while, and they're true. An iPod, an iPhone, you can connect to the internet faster, you can do a lot of things faster. 3DS, if you don't have the game in there, you have to put the game in there, you have to start it up, you have to do all these different things. A phone is just faster, and it does a lot of things better. So, for Animal Crossing, I think designing things on a phone would be easier, but really, the same experience could be easily done on a 3DS or Wii U, but Nintendo just doesn't really know how to make their games easier to use. In the Gamexplain discussion, they were kind of talking about different things that they could do on mobile devices, such as like designing clothes or stuff like that, or giving a similar experience as Happy Home Designer, so you'd be decorating houses and stuff. But yeah, there's stuff like that. Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem works, but I feel like Animal Crossing is definitely the winner of the two, who's more fit for mobile. I think a Fire Emblem experience could definitely work without changing anything. You don't really need 2 screens to play Fire Emblem, since you're kind of just moving around the map. So I think touchscreen controls, which is what phones have, I think that would be perfect for Fire Emblem, to be honest. But in terms of like overall what goes better with a mobile device, Animal Crossing, definitely, because it has a social aspect to it. If they can make Fire Emblem more social, I don't even know if Fire Emblem has like online where you can fight. Me and my friend fought on Fire Emblem, but we were right next to each other, so I don't know if Fire Emblem has the online experience, but you could add that in. But again, Animal Crossing is probably better out of the two. Yeah, so as I was saying, the 2 screens for Fire Emblem, that's just kind of a bonus. So I would like to see a similar experience for Fire Emblem on iOS or Android, and I think it would be best to keep the characters and different things that are introduced on mobile separate for a while, or separate for a long time. Like, they could do their own sub-series of Fire Emblem on mobile devices. Animal Crossing doesn't really need that. There's so many animals. Really, I would like to see more of the animals and more like customization. So I think they could expand on Animal Crossing on iOS and like see if people, or Android, and see if people like these features and then bring them over to the 3DS or Wii U. But moving on to the Gamexplain discussion slash rant, I really like Gamexplain. I watch most of their discussions, their news videos, and their fun fact videos. And the discussions are really good to listen to if I'm cleaning up the house or trying to do some homework that doesn't really require hard thinking, and I can get their thoughts on different things. And I really do like watching their videos. Like during the summer, that's all I watched. I watched Gamexplain, I watched some anime reviews, and that was all I watched while I cleaned up the house. And it was really helpful because cleaning up the house isn't as boring while you're listening to these people talk about content that you like. And this is based on the discussion, I already talked about this, the Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing discussion. And in the discussion, they talked about Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem, the mobile news, but I noticed something while watching it, and this isn't just Gamexplain, so I'm not blaming this on Gamexplain or anything. This is a lot of people. This is an attitude that's pretty normal in the console and handheld gaming community. If you can even call it that, it's just a normal attitude that's like a lot of people have. Not everyone, but people have this attitude. And in the video, they almost seem to be looking down on mobile gaming and trying to find a way to diminish the experiences of the games so that they would be a better fit for mobile gaming. And I wouldn't call myself like a mobile gamer. I'm a gamer. I play video games. And I kind of found the video to be disrespectful because I like playing games on my iPod. And again, some of the experiences that you have on Game Boy Advance or Nintendo DS can work on a mobile device. And I didn't put this in the video, so I want to add this in right now. Phoenix Wright is a Game Boy Advance game that was brought to the DS, I believe, in America. So you're already playing like a game that's behind, and that game is also on a handheld device or a mobile device, as I would say, and you can play it on there, and it's pretty much the same experience. So again, you can get the same experience on either device, but that's kind of a point that's later in the video, so just wanted to add that in. So this discussion can go in various different directions, and I want to try to keep it organized, so I'm just going to go point by point. They're all going to be numbered, and I'm going to be adding stuff in. So hopefully that's organized for you guys. Number 1, it's a handheld device. I just talked about this. I never really understood why mobile devices were seen as different from handheld devices. Handheld devices would imply things like the PSP, the PS Vita, the 3DS, the DS, the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy Color, stuff like that. You hold both of them in your hand, don't you? And what exactly makes a phone or a tablet different from a Game Boy Advance or a 3DS? Is it because one is designed for gaming and one also has gaming on it but it has all these other things on it? Is that the difference? Like, what is the difference? I don't understand why these two things have to be in different categories. And to be honest, it can do more than the 3DS, and it does many things better than the 3DS, such as the internet, such as contacting people, talking to people. If something bad happens on like an Apple device or something, again, they'll try to resolve it or something, but if something bad happens on a Nintendo device with communication or whatever, they shut the whole program down, like SwapNote. If something bad happened on iMessage, like the police would handle it. But Nintendo has to be like a parent and shut everything down. Now, like I said before, Nintendo could learn from iPhones and Android devices. Android devices are more accessible than iPhones in terms of ROMs. So, like, if you want an old game, you just download it. And fans work on getting these games to work on mobile devices. And I think anything below a DS can run well on phones. I've seen a video talking about like 3DS games, but I'm not sure. I haven't really like dabbled into that, so I don't even know if like a 3DS game can run smoothly. But there's a whole channel dedicated to that, so you can look that up on your own. And I've seen Game Boy Advance games in motion, and they work well. I think I saw a video of DS games, and those work well. So let's see. It can do things better than a 3DS, and it can run DS games as well. That sounds like a handheld device to me, because what classifies this as a mobile device and what makes a handheld and a mobile device different? That's my point. Number 2, hating on mobile devices for little to no reason. I feel like this is something I say quite often now, but people on the internet just hate to hate without doing any actual research or experiencing things for themselves. So some people like consoles and handhelds, but they hate on mobile gaming for some reason. Why? It doesn't make any sense. Why is it that serious? I personally think people are ignorant and think all mobile games are like Angry Birds or Candy Crush or Flappy Bird. So they think these games have levels upon levels of similar things, which would be Angry Birds, or they limit the experience and give you an option to pay so that the business can make money. Note, that's the main point of a business, by the way, and you don't have to pay to continue in this game. I mean, you have the option of paying to continue in this game, but you don't have to, and that's Candy Crush. Or if it's like a ripoff of another game, which some people think Flappy Bird is, because the background, I noticed this myself, looks similar to Mario, and the pipes look like they're from Mario, but I think I'm not sure on that, but I think someone did a comparison on it, and I think they look different, but I'm not sure. You can do that on your own as well. So basically, what these people are saying is that mobile gaming or mobile games is 2 or 3 of the same categories or the same concepts, and all of the games are the same. And that's just not true. They have plenty of different gaming experiences out there, such as Plants vs. Zombies, which would be like a tactical game. Infinity Blade, which is like an adventure. I think it's in the first person, and you slash with your finger. And that game is actually hard because it does take skill. You have to dodge and different things. The graphics on that game look great. Cards and Castles is a card game. I really enjoy playing that. It's really fun. You make your own decks. It's a unique experience, and I like card games. I haven't really played that many, so that's fun to me. I was really addicted to that. I was also addicted to Plants vs. Zombies. Street Fighter's on there. It has touchscreen controls, and some characters aren't on there. I played online, and some people are really good. So again, mobile gaming isn't like limiting you in any way. So there's a lot of unique concepts. I just named a few, and there are more games out there. So at this point, I want you to find a genuine reason to dislike mobile gaming and tell me it. I told you to do this at the beginning of the video. I'm telling you to tell me to do it, or I'm telling you to tell me it again, because I'm trying to tell you that there aren't that many reasons to hate on mobile gaming. Number 3, you have to pay to win at games. You don't have to pay to win games. Or you don't have to pay to win at games. Like, what the heck? Who told you this? Giving the player 5 lives and asking them. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like my content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook. The links are below. I'm Sermo11. See you next time, and peace out.